So the Los Angeles Chargers beat the Atlanta Falcons 20-17 on Sunday afternoon. This game was winnable for both teams. You have two teams, one of them in Atlanta, who has been playing a lot better than people expected them to play, including myself. Then you have the Chargers, who has been underperforming or not playing as well as a lot of people thought they would be playing, including myself. The Chargers have been a disappointment so far this season. I picked them to be one of the juggernauts in the AFC. I had the AFC conference being a toss-up, like a coin toss between a few teams, and they're one of the teams that has not looked all that impressive. They've been riddled with injuries. Unfortunately, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams were not able to play in this game. Defensively, they've been giving up a lot of points. J.C. Jackson, he's hurt as well, and not only that, they brought in a lot of big name free agents like J.C. Jackson and Khalil Mack, Kyle Van Noy, and they are still not producing. And in this game, the way things started out, I thought that would be the case. Atlanta was able to utilize their style of offense and dominate them at the line of scrimmage. They got off to a pretty fast start, and I thought Atlanta may just rout the Chargers. Okay, that's a big may. And even if they did, we all know that they weren't going to keep the lead anyway. Win or lose, it was going to be a nail-biter to the finish. But Atlanta came out, did their thing, offense and defense. Then in the second quarter, the Chargers were able to turn things around, rattle off 14 points. Atlanta wasn't able to get to Justin Herbert, and Herbert was able to take what the defense was able to give him. They were utilizing the flat quite a bit. Atlanta's defense, I've been saying it for a while now, it's better than what I expected, right? It's better. They're getting turnovers. They even got a turnover in this game. They've been getting pressure on the quarterback this season, but it's still not a dominant defense. There was multiple times in this game where they had the Chargers in second and long, first and long, third and 9 situations, but they kept getting gashed over the middle, and they kept giving up those yards that the Chargers had lost. And dominant defenses don't allow that to happen very much. Defenses usually get after the quarterback in that situation, or in situations like that. They're able to play good zone coverage or man coverage. And I think Dean Pease, even though I credit him for sticking to his style of defensive scheme, I think that he needs to maybe try to cater to his players' strengths, because Casey Hayward's not on the field. AJ Terrell's not on the field. Still have a banged up secondary. So he's going to have to try and get creative with some zones, I think. Maybe dial up some more pressures, because that's the only way Atlanta's going to be able to get to the quarterback or increase their chances of getting to the quarterback is blitzing and disguising their blitzing scheme. So I think he's going to have to try and disguise his coverages and his defensive play calling a lot more to keep the quarterback and the offensive linemen off balance. And besides, without Grady Jarrett, I mean, this team they probably wouldn't even have 4 wins. Who knows? He's been the glue for this defense, especially up front. And unfortunately, Arnold Ebiketie, hope I'm saying his name right, hasn't really been that star rookie like I hoped he would. Now, I'm not going to try and criticize him too much and kill him too much, but I was hoping that he would immediately show flashes like a Micah Parsons of getting to the quarterback and wreaking havoc in the backfield for opposing teams. But he hasn't done that. When I look at him, he's still bull rushing the offensive lineman. He's not really trying to utilize a bunch of finesse moves. Look at some of the other pass rushers in the league. They'll fake like they're going in, and then they'll go out, or they'll go out and then immediately spin back in to get the quarterback. He's not really doing a whole lot of that. He's just trying to power his way through his opponent. But Atlanta had multiple opportunities in this game to put the Chargers away. For example, in the second half, it looked like Cordell Patterson had a rushing touchdown, but that got called back due to 2 penalties, so that nullified a touchdown. But after that, the Falcons were able to get those yards back and put themselves back in a good situation. Drake London gets stripped at the 5-yard line by Khalil Mack. So you burned yourself 2 times on the same drive. Younghoe Koo misses a kick in the second half. And then as the Chargers are driving down the field, trying to ice the game, Austin Eckler fumbles the ball. Taquan Graham picks it up. He's rumbling and stumbling down the field, but he fumbles the ball and no one touches him. So typical Atlanta football, typical Atlanta lost multiple opportunities to put the Chargers away, to put this game away, and to put themselves in a good position in this division. As far as the Chargers go, they didn't really look all that impressive themselves. They had 3 drop passes. Falcons had an interception off of one of those drop passes by Josh Palmer. Defensively, they still struggled. I mean, Drew Tranquill got absolutely crushed by Cordell Patterson when he scored his second touchdown of the game. So this Chargers team, Yes, they got the win, but they're not looking like the team that I thought they would look like going into this season. Justin Herbert, 30 for 43, 245 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception that wasn't his fault. I thought he looked good in this game. I thought he did a good job of taking what the defense gave him. And Herbert is still, one of the best quarterbacks in the league, even though I'd say he's still been good. Unfortunately, he had an injury in the beginning of the season, a rib injury. I'm sure that hindered his play on the field for a bit. It could still be hindering his play. And besides, not having your 2 top wide receivers that you have chemistry with can affect your style of play as a quarterback. Austin Eckler, 14 rushing attempts, 47 yards, 1 touchdown, 9 targets, 7 receptions, 24 yards, and 1 receiving touchdown, and he had a fumble and lost it. I think the Chargers should find a true bona fide running back and put Austin Eckler in the passing game. He just seems to make plays when he's catching out of the backfield, making guys miss, getting extra yardage. I like Austin Eckler when he's catching out of the backfield. Isaiah Spiller, 17 attempts, 29 rushing yards. Sony Michel, 1 rushing attempt, 12 rushing yards. Sony Michel has not really had the best career. Clearly Nick Chubb is, yes, Sony has the ring, but as far as like production on the field, Nick Chubb has been an absolute monster. Josh Palmer targeted 10 times, 8 receptions, 106 yards. He did have a drop, but that led to an interception. Sony Michel also had a drop. DeAndre Carter, 6 targets, 5 receptions, 53 yards. Gerald Everett, he also had a drop as well. 8 targets, 5 receptions, 36 yards. Michael Bandy, 8 targets, 5 receptions, 26 yards total. Justin Herbert did a very good job of spreading the ball around and getting a lot of these guys involved. Hey. Marcus Mariota, 12 for 13, 129 yards. I don't know. Marcus was Marcus. He is. I can say that he's not the guy over and over again, like I've been saying ever since he got signed. He overthrew Kyle on their last drive. He had some bad deep balls as well throughout the game. He's just not good at spreading the ball around and getting the ball down the field. But people got a hard on for this guy because he was mobile, and they think that the mobile QB is the way to go, and that is not true. Mobility is like icing on the cake. It's like the cherry on top. The cake is the quarterback that can actually throw the damn ball around the field. And only that, on their first drive, he had a tight end coming out of running across the line of scrimmage, and he was in the flat. Marcus was able to complete the pass, but he was too late. And when he did complete the pass, who was that? I believe it was Michael Pruitt. He fell down and wasn't able to get into the end zone. Bet you Matt Ryan still hits that pass, even at his age. Tyler Algier, 10 attempts, 99 yards. I thought he looked good. He looked better than he has in previous games. I thought he did a very good job of showing patience and choosing good running lanes to go through. Cordell Patterson, he continues to be a beast. 13 rushing attempts, 44 yards, but 2 touchdowns. Kyle Pitts, 7 targets, 2 receptions, 27 yards. Another quiet day for him. Drake London, 7 targets, 3 receptions. Pretty much everyone on the Falcons receiving core had 3 receptions or less. So, that's what this offense is. Falcons lose. Chargers win. Now the Falcons have to turn around and get ready for Carolina, which I'm sure that's going to be a tough one because Carolina is going to want that game that they blew back. Shit, DJ Moore is probably going to show out, especially after they got demolished by Cincinnati. So pretty sure they're going to be looking forward to this game to get that bad taste out of their mouths from Atlanta and Cincinnati. As far as the Chargers are concerned, this team is not looking like a Super Bowl contender. It is not. This is one of the teams in the AFC that I had a lot of excitement for, and they have underperformed. And unfortunately, they have been bit by the injury bug as well. So I don't see the Chargers getting very far, but we'll see. We'll see. Sports is a very weird thing. The NFL is a very weird thing. Please like and subscribe. That is it. I am out.